Hey y'all, it's been a long time. I have been planning to get on here, but tax season has worn me out. So we're midway through tax season. I wanted to hop in and just share a few tips to get us all through the tax season, but from the tax accountant's perspective. So I'm going to share with you just a few things to consider as you wrap up tax season, particularly if you have not completed your tax return already and you're working with a standalone provider. So the first thing is it is March the 19th. If you do not have all your documents in to your tax accountant, your tax professional at this date, it is not reasonable to expect that you are going to have your return done on time. Contrary to popular belief, preparing a tax return does not consist of just entering information into the tax return, to the system, to the tax software. The software helps us move more efficiently, but it doesn't do the tax return for you. And so if you are turning in your documents less than 30 days before the deadline, most preparers will not guarantee that your return will be done on time. So you might be informed that you will have to go on an extension, a brief extension, and the tax accountant will explain to you the impact of the extension, particularly if you owe, where you would definitely want to pay the balance, and there's some penalties and interest. But typically if you go on an extension, it probably would be a short period of time. So that's the first thing. You turn your documents in too late, you cannot guarantee a return completed on time, even if your return is simple or you think it's simple. The other thing to remember is make sure you turn in all your core documents. Two very popular reasons for an e-file reject, meaning the IRS doesn't accept the return, is if you forget your IP PIN. It's an identity protection PIN. Sometimes people have one for themselves or for their dependents. You want to make sure you refer to that every year, provide that letter to your tax preparer, or log into your IRS account online to find it for yourself or your dependents. Very important. Healthcare. Your healthcare forms are really important, particularly if you had a 1095A and you've received insurance through the marketplace. You will need to provide that for yourself and any dependents. It's super important. That is a very common reject reason. Even if you had the marketplace insurance, also known as Obamacare, you still need that form because we have to calculate something called the premium tax credit. So even if you had it for 1 month, it's very important. People forget that they had it. Check your IRS account online, or call the marketplace or log into your marketplace account to get that 1095A. If you have a 1095B or C and that's provided through your insurance, through your employer, then you don't have to provide. You can still provide that form for confirmation, but it doesn't have to be entered into the return. The other thing that I want to ensure that you guys understand is if you are a business owner or you have a sole proprietorship or you're a business owner, there is a difference between the accounting and books and records and the tax return preparation. Sometimes people that have businesses, self-employed people, they will come to us with the proverbial box of receipts, and they will expect us to compile and organize that information. That's not really a part of tax preparation. That is actually considered accounting and maintaining the books and records, which is a part of the responsibility of the business owner. If you want the tax accountant to do that, then you have to be prepared to pay an additional fee to do the accounting. It's not our responsibility to go through a box of receipts and prepare your profit and loss for your business. So you do have to make sure that you have that organized in advance. Use accounting software, Excel spreadsheet, something to organize it. The other thing that I think is important too, I find this is a challenge every year, is that when you hire someone to prepare your taxes, you are hiring them to do just that, prepare the tax return, but they can't guarantee a result. So you're not paying to get a refund. And so that means that if you don't like the results of the tax return, whether you don't get as big of a refund as you thought you would get, or you owe, that's not really what you're paying for. You're paying for the preparation of the return, the time, expertise, and the knowledge used to prepare it. and the results are something that you're not paying for. So sometimes people get to the end, they don't like the results, and then they start questioning the preparer, whether they know what they're doing, and they don't want to pay. So in my firm, we have an engagement letter that explains that, and your invoice actually outlines what you're paying for. And the filing part of it, meaning the part where you submit it, is a very small piece of it. But you're paying for our time, our expertise, the tax forms required to complete your return. As a CPA, I can't guarantee a refund for you because I have to do your return based on what the law says. And so sometimes at the end, there's a little bit of a disconnect because folks are like, well, wait a minute, I'm not getting a refund. They assume that it's automatically incorrect that they're getting a refund. Sometimes you have a balance due. And sometimes you're not getting a refund because you just weren't eligible for a refund based on the credits that were allowed to be deducted on your tax return. So that's super important. The other thing to know is if you you're not happy at the end of the process, a reputable tax preparer will be able to walk you through the results and explain the year-over-year changes, why you owe, why your refund is lower, or why you owe a balance, and they will give you some advice that you can do to maybe change your situation. Listen to the advice. I can't tell you how many times I give advice to folks and then they don't follow it, and then every year we have the same conversation and they're upset, but they haven't taken the advice. So you're not going to get the benefits that you're looking for if you're not willing to take the advice regarding tax planning and things of that nature. So I wanted to share those few little things with you so that you have a successful remainder of the season. Remember that as a tax professional, my job is to ensure that the return is complete and accurate based on the information that you provided to me. And it is not to guarantee a refund. I can't guarantee a refund. The only thing that a reputable tax preparer will do is guarantee that your tax return is completed accurately in accordance with the tax laws. So I just wanted to pop on real quick to share that with you. So please follow my advice so that you are not at odds with your accountant as we approach the end of the tax season. I see some of the posts online about folks being mad because their accountant is not guaranteeing that they're going to get a refund, or they're not guaranteeing that their return is going to be prepared on time. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any thoughts about this, please like, follow, and share, and give me a comment, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you, and have a good rest of the evening. Bye.